Hello everyone, myself Deepa Singh, working as assistant professor in Gyan Vihara School of Pharmacy, SGU Jaipur. Today we discuss about different excipient. And previous lecture we already covered all excipient that are used for manufacturing of a tablet. But today we discuss an example which is required for manufacturing of a tablet or formulation of the tablet. And rather than this topic, we also discuss about different technique for granulation on how to prepare tablet with the help of different granulation method. So in this topic, mainly we cover different granulation methods like dry granulation, wet granulation, and direct compression, and different methods for formulation of the tablets. This is a topic of second unit of industrial pharmacy one subject, fifth sem. Before starting this topic, this basic object of this topic. In this, you know about brief introduction about the tablet, means definition of the tablet, what is the tablet. And tablet is oral solid dosage form and bicon this structure, and weight is very light and mostly used formulation type or dosage type, which is majorly used or largely used. Next is excipient used in tablet with example. What are the different excipients used in tablet and the example? Suppose you are using diluent, then which diluent are you used, and a different diluent example. And next is formulation of a tablet procedure, different formulation procedure, how you formulate your tablet or the procedure for manufacturing or formulation of the tablet. Next is what is granulation, definition of the granulation and description part of the granulation. In this, you should know all the granulation process, including dry, wet, and direct compression method. And next is type of granulation, which process, the process or how you perform this granulation method. You should know all these things in this lecture. In this example of active and anhydrous or hydrous form, means it is available in both form, maybe anhydrous or maybe hydrous form, and it is a non-reactive lactose. And hydrous form undergo Maillard reaction leading to browning and decoloration of a certain drug, hence anhydrous form is more preferred, means it's available in a both form, maybe hydrous or anhydrous form, but due to certain problem, you use mainly anhydrous form or prefer anhydrous form, because this hydrous form maybe show certain reactions like Maillard reaction or show browning reaction, or maybe your drug can show change in different color or decoloration of the color drug is occur in this lactose or hydrous form of the lactose. And second one point, but anhydrous form take more moisture when exposed to humidity. These hydrous form are mainly used, and it do not show any reaction or decoloration of the drug. But this anhydrous also form a certain drawback, like this anhydrous form easily pick the moisture or easily gain the humid moisture from the environment, and due to this humidity, your formulation of every drug easily degrade. So anhydrous form have disadvantages is that it easily pick the moisture and easily take the moisture from environment. In wet granulation, hydrous lactose of two variety are used, that is 60 to 80 mash coarse and 80 to 100 mash for regular grade. And you know that wet granulation method. In wet granulation, use certain solution or moisture content, that's like known as wet granulation, and this wet granulation mainly lactose used, and this lactose is an hydrous form, and after using this lactose, there's two grades available for this lactose. First is 60 to 80 mass size particle, that is coarse, and second is 80 to 100 mass size, it is a regular grade of the lactose. Next is lactose formulation show good release. With the help of this lactose, release mechanism is also improved. Since your tablet show good release process or good release mechanism with the help of this lactose. And next is low cost diluent. There's no diluent is required which are costly. Very low or very easily available diluents are used as a lactose. And next is but many discolor in presence of amine drug based on the salt and alkaline compound, but there may be chances that it shows certain decoloration due to presence of amine and drug or amine group of the drug, and the salt alkaline compound is also show certain decoloration reaction. Means you can say that lactose is overall good, but there's certain drawback, or it is available in a two form, hydrous and anhydrous form, and both are certain disadvantages, but more preferred form is anhydrous form because it have only disadvantage that it easily take the moisture or and pick up the moisture from surrounding. But hydrous form shows certain decoloration or browning of the drug or changing of your formulation. And this hydrous form is mainly used for wet granulation method. And this is available in a two grade, that is 60 to 80 mass course, and 80 to 100 mass, that is regular grade. And this is to show good release process when you use in a tablet. And cost of this lubricant or lactose is not too much high. It's a very low cost available. And if you use some drug like a amine group or alkaline compound, in this condition, decoloration is also observed with lactose. Next is spray dried lactose. It is also lactose type, but it's a modified form, or it is modified with the help of a spray dried technique. And this lactose is placed in active solution and remove impurity and spray dried. Means you form more pure form or more good proper form with the help of this spray dried technique. You remove the impurities with the help of this spray dried. And a mixture of large alpha monohydrate crystal and a spherical aggregate of a small crystal are formed. Means in spray dried, you can say that both type of crystal are present in lactose. There's large alpha monohydrate crystal and maybe spherical aggregate of a smaller crystal is formed. And the next is good flowability but less compressibility. Means this lactose or spray dried lactose show more flowability or more less compressibility when you compare with any other formulation. And this is also used for to improve the flow property of the granules or the excipient. Next is poor dilution potential. Dilution is also poor by the spray dried lactose. Next is less compressibility upon initial compaction. Compressibility is also less, and you can easily compress your tablet. Problem of browning due to contamination of 7-hydroxyfurfural, which may accelerate in the presence of basic amine drug and catalyzed by tartaric, citric acid, acetate ion. Means this spray dried lactose is somewhat good than simple lactose, and it is a modified by spray dried technique or spray dried method. And it's a more pure form and it do not contain any impurity, but there are certain disadvantages, like it also shows certain browning of the color or certain discontamination of the compound or maybe color changing problem when you use this spray dried lactose with certain amine group drug or maybe tartrate or citric acid ion type of the drug. In this condition, it should decoloration or may show certain problems, and otherwise, it is good than simple lactose. Next is fast flow lactose, 1970s. And this is also lactose, which is also modified, and it's a more flow rate and compared to previous one. And fast flow is also observed by using this fast flow lactose. Aggregate, spherical aggregate of microcrystalline lactose monohydrate. Means this fast flow lactose is mainly available in a spherical shape, a spherical aggregate of microcrystalline form, or available in a monohydrate form, and held together by a higher concentration of the glass. In this, you can say that there's higher concentration is present, higher concentration of a glass is present compared to amorphous lactose. Much more compressible, easy to compress. Means previous one is maybe show some problem during compression, but this fast flow is more easy compressible compared to previous one, and highly fluid. Fluid is also highly formed and non-hygroscopic. Moisture uptake takes place in fast flow lactose, or it will not take the moisture contained from the environment or maybe atmosphere. Next is tablet are 3 to 4 times harder than regular spray dried. Means when you use this fast flow lactose, your tablet form more hardness or good hardness if required to formulate a control release or long-term release tablet. In this condition, this fast flow lactose is very good because it maintain or form the very hard tablet, or 3 to 4 times more harder than regular spray dried lactose. Means regular lactose as well as spray dried lactose do not form sufficient hardness tablet. Thus, this fast flow lactose is responsible to formulating of sufficient hardened tablet. Next is Taptose, and this is also known as agglomerate form of the lactose. This is also a modified form of the lactose, and this is also known as taptose or agglomerate form of the lactose. More compressible than spread right, and but less compressible than fast flow lactose. Means you can say that it is also an average, but this is a more good or more purified form compared to spread right lactose, but it have less compressibility than fast flow lactose. When you compare all these four type of lactose, means the lactose, spread right lactose, fast flow lactose, and fast flow lactose and spread right lactose and taptose. So you can in this you just say that fast flow lactose is very good, and it is have a good compressibility and also have sufficient hardness. This is all about different type of the lactose and how you modify lactose according to requirement and the different grades of the lactose. Next, starch. In starch, they can be corn, wheat, potato as a source. Means you can collect the starch from any of the source. Maybe use corn, wheat, or potato, or any other source. USP grade of starch has a poor flow and compression characteristic. Those starch which have a USP grade show some problem or do not have a good flow property or certain characteristics like compression is observed. It do not compress easily. Also have a high moisture content between 11 to 14%. This starch also have a sufficient moisture or high moisture is observed because it is present in 11 to 14% moisture content, and especially dry starch also have a standard moisture level up to 2 to 4%, and therefore used as a wet granulation. This starch mainly used for the wet granulation, and you prepare the starch solution because you maybe use simple starch or maybe dry starch. It still contains certain moisture. If you use starch, then it will contain 11 to 14% moisture. And if you use dry starch or modified starch, you can also say that this is a dried form. But this starch is also containing 2 to 4% moisture, and due to their moisture property or present of this moisture, you can use this starch in a wet granulation method, mainly not in a dry granulation or direct compression. In wet granulation, you prepare starch solution, or you also write this starch powder for preparing compact mass or mass for the wet granulation. Next is star 1500. Is an intact starch grain and ruptured starch grain, then we have it partially ionized and subsequently agglomerated. It is a means again a starch form or starch grain or modified form of the starch. In this, you can say that it is a partially hydrolyzed or subsequently agglomerate or from the subsequent agglomeration. Free flowing or self lubricating containing slight cellulose, that is 10%. Means it is star 1500 is more stable than the normal starch, and it have a good flow property compared to normal starch, as well as self-lubricating property, and slightly high moisture content is observed, approximately 10%, and due to which does not form any hard compact. And due to this property, you do not see that it form any hard compact. It easily forms required amount of a compact, and dilute potential is minimal. Not generally used as a filler binder, but as a disintegrant. Due to this unique property, you use not only for diluent purpose or maybe for making the particular volume of for diluent, and not for filler, but it is also used for disintegrant due to the specific release process or release mechanism. Next is retain the disintegrant property of starch without increasing the flowability, compressibility of total formulation. As this disintegrant also have a starch property or increase the flowability or compressibility. This star 1500 is not only used for disintegrant but also for the flow property enhancing or increasing the flowability, and the compressibility is also improved by this star 1500. Next is flow promote like colloidal silicon dioxide is needed. Means it shows certain flow or good flow of the certain compounds like colloidal silicon dioxide is also needed. And lubricants tend to typically soften tablet containing high concentration of starch 1500. Next is dextrose. Dextrose is 90 to 92% dextrose, 3 to 5% maltose, and remainder a higher glucose polysaccharide. Means dextrose is a combination of different sweetening agent. You can take 90 to 92% dextrose, 3 to 4% maltose, and remaining is concentration is glucose polysaccharides. And in this you can say that dextrose is available both hydrated or unhydrated form, and due to the excellent compressibility and good property, this dextrose is mainly used. And due to available in a both form, hydrated and unhydrated form, it is also better. You can use any one, and contain 8 to 10% moisture and maybe increase hardness after compression. This dextrose contain moisture, but it is show more compression property or more hardness property, or maybe increase hardness after compression. And largest particle size, therefore blending problem may occur. The particle size of this dextrose is also large, and blending problem is not observed by this larger particle size. And cellulose is also available. It's an example of dextrose. Next is cellulose. In cellulose, microcrystalline cellulose, or this microcrystalline cellulose is also known as arysil, derived from a special grade of purified alpha-wood cellulose by severe acid hydrolysis to remove the amorphous cellulose portion, yielding particles consisting of bundle of needle-like microcrystals. Means this cellulose or microcrystalline cellulose is also known as arysil, or another name or synonym of this microcrystalline cellulose is arysil, and it is also available for a special grade or in a purified form. Alpha wood cellulose is one of the grade of arysil. And this arysil is mainly prepared by acid hydrolysis or by the process of hydrolysis to remove the amorphous cellulose portion, or you remove first this amorphous cellulose portion yielding particle consisting bundle like microcrystal. In the final step, there is microcrystal are formed or microcrystal structures are formed. Next is pH 101 powder and pH 102 are the two grade available. These arysil have a two grade, that is P00101 and P0102, and both grades are good. You can select any one grade according to your need. And most compressible with highest dilution potential. This is also show good compression or dilution properties also high when you compare with another cellulose or another excipients. This is all about cellulose. In this, after this cellulose strong compact form due to strong hydrogen bond and rupture due to passage of water. You can say that when you compact or form this strong hydrogen bond, or it easily rupture the water content, extremely low coefficient of the friction and no lubricant is required for the cellulose, are not used as only filler because of its cost and density. And it is also used for another purpose. Means it used for as a binder or as a filler, or for maybe density improving due to the low cost, and used in a concentration of 10 to 25% as a filler, binder, and disintegrant. If you use as a filler or maybe use as a binder or for disintegrating purpose, the concentration of this cellulose should be, or adhesive should be 10 to 25% only. Next is different method for tablet preparation or granulation method. There's a three different methods. First is direct compression, second is dry granulation, and third is wet granulation. These are the three different methods. In direct compression, we can say that all excipient and drug you can take and directly compress with the help of dye and punches. And with the help of these dye and punches, compression takes place. Mainly in direct compression, you use diluent, drug, glycerine, and disintegrant. All are the ingredients that you take and mix together or titrate this together uniformly. When these all excipient are mixed together, after mixing, you add lubricant. Lubricant mainly is added for enhancing or improving flow property of this excipient or this powder. And after this mixing, you compress the mixture, or compression is taken place with the help of a tablet machine, and with the help of dye and punches, and tablet is ejected, and after this metal jack dedusting and coating takes place. In second method or dry granulation, drug, diluent, and lubricant you first you take, means some excipient plus drug you take and mix this all together and form the uniform mixture. And after mixing, compression takes place. Prepare one compact mass or hard mass by the help of heating process or any other process. There's no wet or content or moisture is required in dry granulation. You take all ingredients on mix together and heat at particular temperature. Due to heating, it forms the mask, and this communication nutrition you pass through the sieve or screening takes place. After screening, again mixing takes place. Mixing with certain excipients like disintegrant, gradient, and lubricant you added before compression. Means in this dry granulation, it's also same procedure, but in this first you prepare mask, and this mask will pass through the sieve or takes place by a screening process. And after this, you add certain excipients like improve flow property or adding lubricant and gradient, and to improve disintegration property, also use disintegrating agent. And then compression takes place with the help of die and punches, and rapid is ejected. And next, third method is wet granulation. It is also similar to dry granulation, but in this you take certain moisture containing solution or maybe wet condition is required. In this, first you take drug and diluent. Diluent may be a starch solution or any other solution or other excipient. Next, you take suppose diluent to maintain the proper weight of your tablet and drug, and mix this drug and diluent together. After this diluent and drug mixing together, you weight the solution or maybe from the mass of the solution with the help of a binding solvent. In binding solvent may be used any type of a binder, maybe starch solution or starch paste. And after this, the hard mass is formed and granulation takes place. After this mass to pass the sieve or maybe reduce the particle size, and then drying takes place. After drying, you can again screen the granules or pass through a small size particles sieve, or then mixing. In mixing, you add certain excipients. These excipients are same those who are used in dry granulation like disintegrant, gradient, and lubricant. And after this, compress the mixture with the help of die and punches and inject. And these are the common method for all three process. You just know about difference between these three processes. Means in direct compression, and there's no granulation is required or no granulation method takes place. You directly take all excipient and drug and compress it directly. In wet granulation, no moisture content is required. You take excipient and drug and prepare the mask with the help of it, and the screening takes place. After this, you add certain excipient to enhance the flow property of disintegration rate. And wet granulation is also same in this, but you use a certain starch solution or binding solution for making the mask. And first you add the drug and diluent, and then add binder solvent, and then wet mask is formed and pass this us to sieve or form the granules. And after formulating these granules, you dry these granules, and after drying these granules, you pass to the sieve or screening takes place, and then you add certain excipient like disintegrant, gradient, and lubricant. This mixed in this granules, and then compression takes place. Mainly compression takes place with the help of die and punches machine or tablet machine. Then inject tablet is done, and metal check is required. It's a test for a tablet, and redusting, coating, and packing, etc. You also check in this just to confirm that the tablet interact or not with formulation, or is compatible with your formulation or not. There may be chances that a certain packaging material or drug get interacted and form the certain reaction. So it shows certain stability problem. So you, after complete formulation of the tablet or injecting of the tablet, evaluation test is also important parameter. Perform this evaluation test. Next is sizing. In sizing, the sizing is mainly size reduction, milling, crushing, and grinding, and vaporization takes place. And this is an important step in the process of tablet manufacturing. This is a very important method after preparation of granules or after sizing, and this is mainly done with the help of reduction, milling, crushing, or grinding or vaporization method. And this process is mainly for tablet manufacturing. And a fine particle size is essential in case of lubricant mixing with granules, and for proper function you can use very large small particle size, or small particle size is very good. And when you use the lubricant with the small size particles or with granules, so it should good flow property or mixing property is also good with the help of this lubricant. Next is various types of machine may be used for dry sizing and milling process. You can say that different machines are available for sizing and milling process, and depending on the whether gentle screening or particle milling is needed. And the range of equipment applied for this process is include. First is fluid energy mill, in this cutting mill, conical mill, and next is colloidal mill in this roller mill. These are the machines which are mainly used for sizing or size reduction of the granules or particles. And this is a very important step for tablet formulation. And you can improve this sizing with the help of lubricant also, or riding lubricant also. And you remember this type of machine or mill, which is play is important role or responsible for sizing process. In this food, energy mill, cutting mill, conical, and colloidal mill, roller mill are the sizing machine. Next is mixing. In mixing, successful mixing of powder is more difficult than mixing of the liquid, and a perfect homogeneity is difficult to achieve. Means when you mix two powder, it is difficult to mix compared to some solution or two solution mixing, and it is difficult to form the homogeneous mixture of a two solid compound. So in this you can say that it is difficult compared to liquid mixing, and it is difficult to maintain the homogeneity of uniform solution after mixing. Each process of mixing has an optimum mixing time, and a longer mixing may result in desirable product. Means you should maintain a particular mixing time, or should set the mixing time for a specific time period you should mix, because if you takes place long mixing time, so there may be chances that longer mixing may result or maybe some undesirable product, or which is not suitable for your formulation. So mixing is also important, or it is a very important process for tablet formulation, but you should fix a specific time or maintain a specific time for this mixing. And next is optimum mixing time and mixing speed must be evaluated. In this, you also set the speed or mixing time, how much speed it get rotated, or how much time is required for this mixing. Next is blending prior to compression is normally achieved in simple tumble blender. It is a type of the blender where mixing is takes place, like simple tumble blender mainly used for this mixing. Next is the blender, maybe fixed blender into which the powder are charged and blended discharge. It is now common to use with pin blender, and you can also use as a pin blender. And when you use this pin blender or tumble blender, there's a uniform mixing takes place, and uniform powder solution is formed with the help of this blender. And if your granules or powder is not mixed properly or not uniformly, so there may be chances that your tablet is also show certain problem. The drug is not distributed evenly, and there may be chances that some drug show more concentration of drug, or some are show less concentration of drug, or maybe show certain breaking problem or hardness problem. Any type of the problem is occur when it is not properly or uniformly mixed, or maybe chances that some tablets don't have sufficient diluent and more disintegrant, or maybe more excipient, some is lack excipient present in your tablet. So this mixing step is very important for your tablet, and should be uniform or homogeneous mixture is formed after this mixing. These are the various blender used in this mixing, include B blender, oblicon blender, container blender, tumbling blender, agitated powder blender. These are the blender mainly used for this blending purpose. Next is powder intended for compression in the tablet must passes to essential property. There are two property. If powder have a good flow property or passes through flow probability. In this, essential two property are like powder flowability and fluidability. In this, the material can be transported through the hopper into dye. Means after mixing or after the final step of the mixing or granulating, you put your product or material to the hopper, and this material passes to hopper to dye and to produce a tablet of consistent weight. With the help of this hopper to dye, the tablet get compressed and form your tablet with consistent weight or set amount of the weight. And this weight should be in a uniform range, do not vary tablet to tablet, and it is a uniform weight for all tablet or complete batch. Next is powder flow can be improved mechanically by use of vibrator in vibrator gradient. You can say that this powder flow property is also improved by certain vibrators or maybe by certain gradient, because gradient is also responsible to improving the flow property, and vibrator is also helps to proper mixing or improve the flow property or flowability of a powder. So you can also use this vibrator for this improving powder flowability or flowability. And your tablet should be a uniform size, and a fixed amount of a tablet is formed for all the complete batch. Next is powder compressibility. In powder compressibility, the property of forming a stable, intact, compact mass when pressure is applied is called as compressibility. Compressibility mainly required for hardness. If you apply more compression force, it form more hard tablet or do not break easily. This is mainly required for controlled release or sustained release. And if you require a fast disintegrate or super disintegrate tablet, in this case, we use less compression force. So this compressibility is also show some problem. It require according to the need or according to the type of the formulation. And with the help of this compressibility, you form the stable mass or maybe form the tablet. And this is depend on how much pressure you apply for this compression. And in this compressibility, it is a mix easily with other particle, and homogeneous coloring and friction and adhesion property means during compression, you should assure that it easily mix with other particle or other excipient, and it should be from homogeneous color tablet, and it do not show any shading, light and dark type of the shading on different corner on a particular surface area of the tablet. It should be homogeneous color is observed in the tablet. And the next is friction adhesion property is also good. It easily adheres with all particles on the uniform mass of the tablet. And the friction is also proper required for this compressibility of the tablet. Next is slugging, and slugging is also known as dry granulation. In this, plant is forced into the die of the large capacity tablet and press and compact using a flat forces of the punch. Means that this slugging is also very important, and in this forces is applied with the help of dies, and large capacity is or large pressure is required to form the flat tablet with the help of punches, and compacted mass are called a slug, and process is called a slugging. After this applying compaction or pressure or blending force, one slug is formed and or one mass is formed, and after compacting this mass, the form mass is known as slug, and this process or this slugging formation is known as slugging process. And slug milled or screened to produce a good flowability granules for compression. Means when you use this slugging process or slug process, then the chances that your granules have a good flow property or good compression property, or it is easy free flowing property due to this slugging. Next is dry compaction or roller compaction. On this large scale compaction, granulation can be formed on the roller compactor, and granulation by dry compaction can be achieved by passing the powder between the two rollers, and that compact matter is pressure up to 10 tons per linear inch. Mainly two roller used, and with the help of this two roller you form the compact material, and with the help of certain pressure is applied, and mainly in this roller compactor you used. And material of very low density require roller compaction to achieve a bulk density sufficient to allow encapsulation and compression. Means these rollers should have a sufficient capacity to achieve encapsulation or maybe easily compression. And next is one of the best example of this process is that the identification of aluminum hydroxide takes place. And the roller compactor is capable of producing as 500 mg 500 kg per hour of compact ribbon-like material, which can be screened and milled granules for compression. It have a too much capacity, means it forms 500 kg in a single hour or per hour ribbon-like material, and this material you screen or milled in granules for compression. Next is limitation of a dry granulation. In dry granulation, often produce a higher percentage of fines or non-compacted product, which could be compromise the quality of grade 8 problem of the tablet. And it required drug or excipient with cohesive property. It is the limitation of a dry granulation. And next is wet granulation. It is a very similar to dry granulation, but there's a certain moisture content is required for forming granules. The most popular method, over 70% of granulation is done. Means largely wet granulation is used for manufacturing or formulation of the tablet and segregation of the powder to form the blend. And in this, there prevent segregation of the constituent of the powder to blend and improve the ability of the powder mixture to improve the compaction characteristic of the powder and a mixture due to better distribution of the binder within the granules, and to improve the homogeneity and assure the content uniformity when granulation is processed using solution binder to powder mixture. Amount of a liquid can properly manage. Overweighting the granules too hard and underweighting too soft and travel the active solution are softer, safer, and then other solvent. It is also similar to dry granulation, but in wet granulation, certain solution you prepare or maybe use binding solution for making the mask. And this mask moisture content is very important. You do not use too much moisture. If it is too much moisture, overweighting takes it. Then in this condition, maybe chances that it form too hard due to overweighting, or maybe underweighting is also a certain problem. Like if you prepare underweight granules, in this condition it is too much soft or favorable, easily break, or your tablet do not have sufficient hardness. Next is procedure of wet granulation. In this step, one is weighing and blending step. Second is wet granulate prepared by adding the binder solution step. Third one is staining the down mass into the pellets by granules, and drying granulation is thermostatically controlled over the step. Then dry screening takes place, means first you weigh your excipient and prepare the mask with the help of certain binding, or then after binding you prepare mask, or this mask pass through a sieve to form the granules, and maybe 6 to 8 mesa sieve is used, and dry these granules with the help of oven. And after drying, screening takes place, and after screening you add the certain excipient like lubricant and deodorant and gradient to improve the flow property of the granules and improve free flowing property of the granules. And in this dry granules may be used a certain binder, colorant, or disintegrant also. And after this, you use this granules for compression of the tablet between dyes and punches. These are the list of equipment used in granulation. First is high shear granulation. In the high shear granulation, little for large granulator mainly used, and then little for MGT granulator used. And then diaphragm granulator, gravel mixer. These are the high shear granulation mainly used for granulation. And next is granulator with drying capacity facility. This is mainly used for the drying of the granules. In this fluidized bed granulator, dye nota mixture processor, double cone or clean shape processor, topo granulator, and next is special granulator. This is a modified form used for preparing granulation. In a special granulator, there is rotogranulator or maromerizer mainly used. These are the equipment or machine mainly used for the granulation. This is all about the equipments. After completing this topic, you should know about this basic object or outcome of this topic. And in this, you know about tablet, brief introduction of the tablet, what is the tablet, and what are the excipient used with example. And in example part, you should know all type of the example, including the grade and which grade is more appropriate or suitable for your granulation. And next is formulation of a tablet with procedure. And what are the granulation with different granulation process, means you should know about how you formulate a tablet or how you formulate granules or different type of the granulation technique or type of the granules. According to this type of granulation, you select which granulation technique is appropriate for your formulation, and what is the difference between this dry granulation, wet granulation, and direct compression. You just identify all these parameters with the help of this granulation technique. In different technique of granulation, we already discussed that all are almost same, but in a wet granulation, the certain moisture content is required, and largely used technique for granulation is wet granulation. Majorly all type of tablet is prepared with the help of this wet granulation technique, because this is mostly used and more convenient and showing more appropriate tablet formation, or stability problem is also less compared to any other granulation. And these wet granulation do not show any difficulty for formation of granules, and easily to control moisture. And in the dry granulation, there may be chances that certain problem may be occur. It can degrade, or it may form very soft material, or do not maintain the sufficient hardness of the tablet. And direct compression type of granulation mainly prepare granules for further disintegrating or super disintegrating tablet, because it do not have sufficient hardness due to direct compression of your all ingredient. In this topic, you should know complete information about this granulation and how we manufacture the tablet, or which equipment is used for the manufacturing of the tablet. After this outcome, there's a reference part. In the reference, first book is Pharmaceutical Preconversion, the Physicochemical Property of a Drug Substance by James I. Wells, Ellis, and Harvard's Limited Publisher, Chester. And the second is Ansel Pharmaceutical Dosage Form Drug Delivery System, 8th edition by Lord V. Allen, Nicholas G. Popovich, Howard C. Ansel, published by BI Publication Pvt Limited. And next is Pharmaceutical Pre-Formulation by J.T. Cortison, publisher by Novick Publishing Co. Fourth book is Textbook of Physical Pharmaceutics by C.V.S. Subramanian, published by Milla Prakashan. And this is some another book. In this, Theory and Practice of Industrial Pharmacy by Leon and Lackman, Havers, Lieberman, Joseph, and King. Third edition, published by Legacy Publishing House. Sixth is Martin, Physical Pharmacy, Pharmaceutical Science. Fifth edition of is all about the reference. You can use any one of the book, or maybe different book, or more than one book according to your requirement. All these books are good, and after this complete topic or complete this PPT, you should answer this question. This is related to a PPT, and these are very simple question. In question part, first question is tablet composition or ingredient include except A is polymer, B is plasticizer, C is solvent, and color, and D is API, means tablet coating, composition, or ingredient. Which ingredient or composition used for coating of the tablet or composition of the tablet? In this, all are used except one ingredient, and you select out of this ABCD option which one is not included in this ingredient of the tablet. Next and second question, in sugar coating application of sugar solution, which color for several times do give? This is mainly coating related question, and in this A option is for delay release effect, B is uniform and elegant effect, C is for target effect, and D is for controlled release effect. This is all are the effect which is required for a specific coating, but in this you select sugar coating is why use and application of this sugar coating out of this ABCD option. Next, third question is source of the starch are except. Which are the sources are available to prepare the starch, or how you collect the starch? First A option is by potato, B is corn, C is tomato, and D is wheat. Means almost all options are used for starch preparation or source of the starch except single one. You can choose which one is not used for starch preparation out of this four option. Next, fourth is microcrystalline cellulose, is also known as, it's another name of microcrystalline cellulose or synonym of microcrystalline cellulose. In this, you select which option is correct or synonym of microcrystalline cellulose. In this, A option is HPMC, B is CMC, C is PVC, and D is AVC. A means hydroxyl HPMC means hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose. CMC is microcrystalline cellulose, and C option is polyvinyl chlorine, and D is abyssal. And in fifth question, the tablet should be resist breakage and chipping abrasion in sugar coating. A option, B is the film coating, and D is granule coating, and D C is granule coating, and D is antric coating tablet. So in this, you check how resistance you improve or breakage of chipping will improve. And in sixth question, the syrup solution containing dye are applied until final size and color are achieved. Means how syrup coating takes place, and you apply your syrup coating. In this, A option is film coating, B option is antric coating, and C option is syruping and sugar coating, and D option is all mentioned with all A, B, C, D. In this, to select which one is food or which one is the correct answer for this sixth question. Next is seventh question, acrylate polymer or polymer also known as ethyl cellulose. A option, B is ultrasheet, C option is hydroxycellulose, D option is carbopol. In this, you know about what are the acrylate polymer, and another name also known about this acrylate polymer. And in this, out of all four options, one option is correct regarding acrylate polymer. And eighth question is antric film coating used to deliver drug intended for local action in the A is intestine, B is the stomach, C is interstitial and stomach, and D is not a specified site. Means in this, you select any one option for antric coated film, why it is important, and where this tablet antric coated show effect or required effect to which particular body part. In ninth question, acrylic polymer also known as A is ultrajit I, ultrajit S, C is ultrajit I and ultrajit S, and D is cellulose acetate phthalate. This is a four option. Means this you know about what is acrylic polymer and synonym of acrylic polymer. If you know the synonym, you can easily answer this ninth question. And in 10th question, how much % color concentration is required for dark shade color in antric coated? In this, you know about color or FDC approved color. In this, how much concentration of particular color is required for coating. In this, A option is more than 2, B option is less than 2, C option more than 3, and D option is less than 3. This is all about the question related to our excipient used in the tablet and different manufacturing technique, including granulation or different technique, how to formulate this granulation or manufacturing of tablet. It takes place different excipient or machine or equipment used for manufacturing of a tablet, including different roller, mixer, all these covered in this topic or in this PPT. So thank you so much for listening and watching this video. Thank you so much, everyone.